Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal vandweller back with another edition of Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event, and this time it is Faster Masters here in February. Want to see how the full thing? Look at this. What a mess. And qualifying scores. You want to see the qualifying scores? Dog had a 1.9 million, average of 2. There is a Tetris for Sodium into 29 at 445. There's going to be a top out for Critical Lapis at 508, and Sodium is going to top out at 448. And Critical Lapis with the sweep of Sodium in round one. And the kid's popping off, trying to bring it down, and that's going to be a top out. So the Cinderella story is over for Critical Lapis. Dangler going to take this one. All right, we are underway here in CTM Faster Masters. I muted myself, and of course, DanV going to top out before I can get through the introductions. But I was muted. Dangler, you are good in game number one. The Dangler will take game number one already. Can't believe I was muted. I'm going to have to record like a whole... There's no redo. Let's get him started in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Anyway, Faster Masters means level 19 starts, 100 lines of that. The levels increment immediately. So with 100 lines and levels incrementing immediately, that is directly equivalent to what a player's post 19 score would be. So basically their post transition. So basically a player's post 19, what would be a good score there? 500K, 600K would be excellent. So that's what you're looking at roughly for an excellent transition when 29 hits. And when it does hit, there'll be 200 lines of that. So 300 total lines to work with. 300 total lines, 200 of them, 29 posts. So scaling is a factor since the value of line clears increases every 10 lines. That will be a factor for these players strategically. On the left side, it is seed number 6, DanV from the UK, Great Britain, whatever you want to call it. 3.83 million PB. That's 20th on the overall score leaderboard. DanV, of course, our intrepid YouTube editor, underpaid, but overjoyed every day at this amazing opportunity. Dan is a winner of a Challenger circuit in September 2023, a Hopeful circuit in May 2023, and Future circuit in September 2021. So one of the few players to have a Hopefuls, Futures, Challengers, and Masters event victory. That Masters event victory came in May of 2023 in Faster Masters. That was our first ever Faster Masters event, and DanV was the winner. Made it to the semis one additional time. That was in February of 2023. And he's played in the CTWC the last 4 years, getting a top 16 in 2022. 296 for DanV, 305 for Dengler. And on the right side, it is Dangler coming in at seed number 11 with a PB of 5.43 million, which is 14th on the overall score leaderboard. First player ever to get a perfect no-burn max out. The first player, I understand, to get the first 1.5 million 29 transition game. Is that right? Is that crazy? What? Oh, 1.5 29 transition and a 39 cap. Is that right? Is that crazy? Came in first in CTM level 12. Got 2 challenger circuits under his belt, as well as 2 future circuits. And had a streak in 2024 of making it into the semis 3 months in a row, August through September. It's been in the semifinals those 3 times and has played in the CTWC the last 2 years, making it into the top 8 and then into the top 4. It is Dangler, 441. 495 here for DanV. We're about 13 lines away from the 29 transition. And now we are in the top 16. And in earlier rounds, we have seen players top out super early. Of course, we did see DanV top out early in game 1, but now we seem to have a good game going here. DanV with a 600K with 3 lines to go until that 29 transition. That's a big pace. 637 transition in. So now here's where the real game is played, because, you know, right now Tetrises are worth 36,000. Is that right? And by the time we get to level 49, they'll be worth 60,000. So Tetrises will climb in value, as well as the rest of the line clears, every 10 lines. So these deficits can be made up. Dangler with a 528 here on 31. DanV with a 714 on 31. So about a 220,000 point lead for DanV. Doesn't use a log bar, uses it for the middle. That's going to pay off for DanV as he also gets the Tetris. DanV trying to bring this down. 155,000 point lead for DanV at the same line count. Oh, sorry, 255,000 point lead. Another Tetris, DanV 850. Yeah, 600K basically post equivalent there from that 19 into 29. And, you know, if he had had a 600K level 18 attached to that, perfect clear for Dengler. That would have been like a 1.2 kind of pace there. 909 for DanV, 655 for Dengler. We are definitely in the top 16 because these scores are great. Dengler back by about 250,000 points. We still have 150 lines to go. So players are not ending under any, you know, kind of cap pressure yet. And there's a lot of room for chasedowns. All right, see what DanV can do. He's set up for a dirty Tetris. He's going to top out at 930. So Dengler on the chasedown needs to get to 931. He is about 240,000 points away from that. There's a Tetris for Dengler. So scaling can be his friend. Again, line clears get more and more valuable as the game progresses here, those levels incrementing. And you got access now to those level 39 and beyond levels. So right now, Tetrises are worth 48,000 for Dengler here on level 39. Will increase 1,200 points every subsequent level increase. This is a big chase down. Now, last time we did Faster Masters was in 2023, which inexplicably, I don't know why we did this, but we did 2 of them. Oh, no. But Dangler going to have to get something into that column 2 or work this down. See what he can do. He opens up that column 2, recovers, opens again, clean. Logbar gets in, but there's a hang in the meantime. He's going to clear that away. The target is 931. I guess we got the idea to do it in May of 2023, and then when we were faced with CTWC, and we decided to do another one in October, and I believe it was Fractal that took that one. So DanV experienced here at the Faster Masters format, although this is a format change. Tetris for Dangler. Dangler gonna get the chase down and go up 2 games to none. You want to mullen it out? That is fine. We haven't seen a 49 yet, but that's all right. Start it. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. 3, 2, 1 countdown bits from Harold. Thank you, Harold. You can see your little thing in the top left-hand corner. It says Harold cheered 6 bits. I don't run the stats. I just read them. You know, there's a division of labor. Kingsman, you're right. I just read them. I'm a consumer of stats. I use them. All right, we are underway here in game number 3. And yeah, Faster Masters is kind of like blink and you might miss it. But yeah, that second, this game 2 in this match really shows the potential of the Faster Masters format with the new 49 kill screen. Chasedowns are available, and you got to figure out, like, okay, what you have to be more sensitive to what your level of aggression should be, because you have a lot of opportunities to pass on, you know, aggressive opportunities, risky opportunities, and, you know, live to score a lot more points later. So there's definitely some strategery that is involved in exactly how you approach your levels of aggression in this tournament. 232 for Dangler, 211 for DanV. 44, yes, 44 from Dangler there is the highest so far in the tournament. Tetris for Dangler, 261, 240 for DanV. There's a Tetris Dengler, 328. I mean, if I were running stats, I would probably remove, as Crinkle in chat is saying, the cap level does lead to differences in play, and so the way you would play on 39 through 40 is not the same. 39 through 49 is not the. I'm sorry, 29 through 39 is not the same in this format as it would be in a standard 39 cap format. So I don't think they're directly comparable. Dengler Tetris 426, 324 for DanV. These players have 2 matches against each other in the CTM cinematic universe, and they are tied. DanV won a match against Dangler in September 2023, 3-2 decider in Challenger Circuit. Dangler won a match against DanV October 2024, 3-0. So 1-1 against each other in CTM. 563 here for Dangler. Tetris, DanV, 495. I missed a Vits. I saw the Vits, but I was mid-sentence, and I was going to finish that sentence no matter what. 602 here for Dangler. Great pace from him. There's a Tetris, 637. And one more Tetris available, potentially. He's set up for it. He's going to take the skim. No ego there, and just taking a nice board into 29, 650 for Dangler. 602 transition for DanV. So 2 huge transition paces from these pace lords, pace merchants. Now, put that score at the end of a healthy 19 transition, right? And you'll see what pace they were on. All right, DanV trying to get set up here. Long bar over Tetris, 673, 697 from Dangler. They're just like 25,000 points apart. Very close here. You can see the level of aggression is ratcheted down a little bit. Trying to feel each other out, trying to wait each other out, taking more conservative lines here. All right, Dangler's board was starting to climb a little bit. Long bar barely gets over to the right side. Tetris Dangler, 761. 704 for DanV. About a 70,000 point lead for Dangler. DanV with a couple lines in hand, not too many. Dangler with a misdrop, but then a Tetris, 826 for Dangler, 716 for DanV. All right, DanV is set up for a Tetris, trying to take a couple of skims here. Takes a triple and a Tetris, 784 for him, 847 for Dangler, who's on the down stack here, trying to bring this down so he can get Tetris ready again, or at least have a good, clean, healthy, easy to work with board. We're at level 37 now. Still 12 levels to go. The 12 levels? More than that. 300 lines. It is 12 levels. 300 lines is where we are. Is where level 49 hits. So 11 levels to go. Lots of time. All right, DanV piled high in the middle here, trying to bring this down. Long bar gets to the left. DanV fighting this down, a great long bar. Oh no, that long bar in the middle. That is going to do DanV in at 883, and Dengler will be moving on 3 games to none. He takes this game. He'll be moving on to the top 8. And again, blink and you'll miss it. It is indeed Faster Masters. DanV putting SV on the screen. GG's DanV. He will not be a repeat winner of Faster Masters this time. DanV going to the top 8. Always a pleasure, DanV. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. Join our Discord server, the largest classic Tetris community online, at ctm.gg/discord, and follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.